Julianne Lipo is in the house.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
Well, we are.
And you have red shoes.
Yeah,
I do
you have red
shoes.
Beyond red lipstick
Red
here.
lipstick, red shoes. It's
Red
all about
nails.
empowerment, right?
Girl,
Yes,
you're
you
all
got
about
it. I love you already. I told Carrie we went out to lunch this week, and I said, "Wait till you meet her. She is a trip." I mean, you love to talk. We love to talk. We have high energy. This show's fun, and you're fun. And so, yeah, I mean, this topic could be dry, but I know we're going to have fun in it.
You know what? It can be. It can be very overwhelming. People get a little nervous. We pull out our calculators when we're sure we shouldn't need them. and frankly, probably don't. But we still turn them out. So the lucky thing here is that now you have me. You can just call me instead
That's
of
right.
pushing the
What's 1,000 divided by 2?
That's right.
Yes.
I got you.
Amen. Well, we are so excited to have you as a new sponsor. So tell our listeners, in case they haven't heard you before, which I know you've been on Niall's show, who is Turning Tides Financial?
Perfect. Well, first and foremost, thank you so much, because you're absolutely right. God put us together. We struggled a little bit getting together.
Yes.
We had a few things here and there, but it was persistent,
Yeah.
and we kept coming back. So thank you so much for having us.
It was a total God thing. I know that.
Thank you for that. Absolutely. So Turning Tides Financial is a owned and operated by women firm here in Western New York. Of course, we have clients, fortunately for us, all over the country, but we are based here in Western New York, and we have 2 offices. We have one in Orchard Park, and we have one in Williamsville.
Nice.
The nice thing about that, too, however, is because we are our own bosses, so to speak, right? We can travel wherever we need to. So we go to our clients' homes, we go to their offices, whatever they really need. So my business owner, or partner, I should say, Katie Weibel and I, founded Turning Tides. I founded it about 7 years ago, and she joined me just a couple years after. And we cumulatively, I'd say we have about 45 years of financial industry experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
We absolutely feel incredibly passionate about what we do and love what we do. Both of us worked for a major local corporation for a long period of time. I was with a local corporation for a little over 20 years.
Wow.
And I decided that it was time for me to make things a little more personal for my clients. The corporation I worked for was a very good company. I did very well. I was very happy with the clients that I was working with, but I didn't feel like I was able to take it to the next level for them. And sometimes in a financial advising world, it's a check a box, right? Do you have enough annuities? Do you have enough mutual funds? Do you pay too much in fees? That sort of thing. And so Turning Tides Financial really specializes in very holistic approach to your financial world. It's not just about what investments you have. It's about your debt, your income, your taxes, your homeowner's insurance, your health insurance, all of those things, anything at all that can impact your world. That's what Katie and I focus on.
I love it. And as I said before, you know, it's kind of been the missing link for this show, for our shows, but also in my life. I mean, you know,
That's why she's so excited. She's going to get me on
personally,
financial track.
yeah, I know.
Actually, Jeff is even more excited about this.
Yes, he is. Yes, it's super fun, and needed, because we're working so hard that, you know, and when you're not managing your money. I mean, I'm not saying we're not managing our money, but I know we could do it better. You know, you want to be a good steward of God's money. It's his money. And I'm not an expert. I can look at my 401k or my IRA or whatever and say, okay, well, you know, Vanguard looks good to me, or whatever it is.
Sure.
But we don't know for sure. We're not experts. Jeff and I aren't.
Right. And, you know, truly, this is a great opportunity for me, because I'm not a radio expert and I don't pretend to be, right? I do what I do, and I'm very, very good at it, as is Katie, but I couldn't begin to do your job.
Well, I think you're
And
doing
so
pretty
when
good.
you leave here, what makes you think that you want to go home and do mine?
Right.
Right?
That's a
Right.
very good point.
We take such care of everyone around us. Our kids, our husbands, our spouses, our partners, our coworkers, our cats, our dogs, the neighbor's dog. But sometimes we forget about our own stuff because life gets in the way. So what we get to do at Turning Tides Financial is help you live your life, plan your future. And that's something that's incredibly important to us. We educate our clients the whole path along, the whole way along. We make sure you understand not only that you have X amount of dollars, but what you need more than that, or how you got there, and how you continue on that path. Everybody needs a goal, and we help you set those and reach them. Education is key to us through this process.
Well, and I know that, there's a lot of firms out there. And so that I know sets you apart from many of the firms. There's one on every corner.
There really is.
But you guys, I mean, with 45 years experience combined here, the fact that you have offices in Orchard Park and Williamsville, the fact that you are both women, and women, I feel like sometimes, and I got to be careful the way I say this, but it's like we think it's the guy's job to understand the finances,
Right.
And we don't understand it. But then something happens where there's a death of a spouse, or unfortunately there's a divorce or something, and you're like, oh my gosh,
What do we do with this?
What do we do with this? Exactly. So we're going to talk all about this, when we come back from our endorsed sponsors. But I am so excited to have Julianne Lipo from Turning Tides Financial as a new sponsor of the Carrie and Robbie and the Raw Truth shows. And your partner's Katie Weibel?
Yes. Katie Weibel.
I can't wait to meet her as well.
She loves you. We have a little gift here for you.
Oh, I know she's been listening to the Raw Truth for a long
She
time.
listens every weekend diligently. I try to, but if I don't, she tells me I can find the recording.
Yes, yes, on my
I go,
website.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, she's amazing. I haven't even met her, but I know that she's been a long time listener, so that's pretty cool. Carrie, we were talking about this in the break here, and this is cool because you just got married. So you guys, you need it. We've been married 28 years
Right.
and we need it. But, where should we go here? How does it start? What kind of people do you help? Do you have to have a certain amount of money? What's the process? We want to hear all about it.
Great. Well, the good news is I'm here to tell you all
Great.
about it.
Awesome.
So, one of the reasons we opened our firm was because of the exact reason you just said. We want to make sure that we're helping everyone. I truly believe that everyone has the right to the same quality of financial planning. Sometimes we hear the words financial planning or financial advising and you think, oh, I'm just starting out, I don't have enough, or oh, I'm too busy with my children, I can't be bothered with that. And at the end of the day, everyone needs a plan. Everyone needs a goal. If you don't have a goal, if you don't have a roadmap, how do you know where you're going?
No, you can't manage what you don't measure either.
You can't manage what you don't measure, and that's a great way. So one of the things that we do is we try to make sure that our clients aren't paralyzed with fear, whether it's because I don't know if I have enough, or I just got married and that's the last thing I need to worry about because I'm buying a house right now, or our kids are going off to college and I can't be bothered, or I've lost a spouse, or I'm going through a divorce. So we want to make sure our clients understand that we are their advocate. We are their financial advocate. We help you understand your money well before we ever talk about products or do you have enough of this or any of that. Really, at the end of the day, the dollar amount doesn't matter. If you have $2,000 or $200,000, we're going to help you the same. Okay? So we do that by educating our clients. We do that with discovery calls. So, for example, if someone were to call me initially and say, can you tell me a little bit about your services because I think I might need somebody to look at my retirement. We talk to them for however long they need. We call it a discovery call. Typically, then we schedule a strategy session for them where they come in for anywhere between 60 to 90 minutes and we just get to know each other. We get to understand what your risk tolerance is in the market, what you're comfortable with investing. So often, spouses are on the opposite ends of the spectrum.
That's us. I told her at lunch, frickin' frack.
I love the fact that I really work hard at being a mediator in helping you find that middle road. Because obviously there's a middle road on everything else. So there's got to be a middle road for you on the finances, right? So we help do that. We help individuals that are just got maybe graduated college and are all of a sudden making more money than they ever thought that they would. And their parents are like, you need to go see someone because you're just going to put that money in the wind.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't have to be, I'm taking all your money. It could be $50 a week that you're investing. And my goodness, how quickly does that add up?
Oh, absolutely. Well, when my daughter graduates from med school next year,
Congratulations.
thank you. But that's one of the things I worry about. I mean, she's great at medicine, but then you get money and then you don't know how to manage it. And so doctors have a lot of problems.
And speaking of that, my partner, Katie Weibel, actually specializes in small business planning. And as a result of that, she has a lot of physicians' offices that she works with. And it's become very interesting because it's almost like a spin-off that the doctor's children end up coming to her. Because a lot of times your children will follow in your footsteps.
Yeah.
And if it's not in the medical field, it might be in the legal field, but it's quite often in something that has a pretty strong financial future for them. And their parents are like, listen, you need to start this sooner. I wish I had started this sooner. How many times have I heard people say to me, I wish my parents had got me started with an IRA of $50 a week when I was 22 or when I was 28.
Yeah.
I wish I had a life insurance policy when I was 30 instead of trying to get it at 48.
But could they still get it at 48?
Absolutely they can. And that's a big misnomer, is that people think, I'm too old, or I'm maybe a little too chubby, or I'm going to wait till I stop smoking. Please don't wait until you stop smoking. It's certainly more cost effective if you're not a smoker.
Right.
But if you're going to wait until you stop smoking to get life insurance, do you think you're going to get life insurance?
No.
There's a good chance you might not.
Right.
But we talk you through all of that. This is there's no judgment zone, right? This isn't about what we did right, what we did wrong. This is about what we're going to do from this point forward.
So if somebody was listening and they're like, you know what, we're married, but we have just been sort of living paycheck to paycheck.
Absolutely.
We don't even know what to do. They can come in and you start talking. You just start the conversation with them.
We do. And one of the things that we do is personal financial management. And that is one of the things that absolutely sets us aside from traditional financial advisors, because we take a look at your debt, we take a look at your monthly expenses, we take a look at your income. And if we need to help you create a budget, by the way, not a fan of the word budget.
Yeah, that sounds.
Do you want to do a budget?
Restrictive,
doesn't it? But you know what we can do? Spending plan.
Oh, I love it.
like
Flip it around.
Thank you.
Yes.
I can do that all day long.
That's right.
But you know
Oh
what?
my
It's the
gosh.
same thing. It's
That is
just about
awesome.
understanding what we're spending, but telling our minds something a little bit differently.
Sure.
Making myself feeling empowered to make a decision instead of like a bad person or restricted
Yes.
from making that decision.
I
and then we
hope
go
you're
home and
listening,
punish
Jeff.
ourselves.
I hope you're listening, Jeff. It's a spending plan.
That's right.
She's like, a spending plan.
So we do the spending plans, and then we also do a lot of debt analysis.
Okay.
Now, we're not a credit counselor. We don't contact your creditors for you, but we help you create a debt elimination plan.
Wow.
And we can help you understand some of your kind of reasons that you do things around money. We do this fabulous little fun test called the money quiz, and it helps you understand kind of who you are around money and maybe why you respond the way that you respond.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all in with good nature and good intentions. So nobody leaves there ever feeling like, oh, I can't believe I just did this. They feel like, I am so excited that I just did this.
Right.
And they
Yeah.
feel empowered through this process.
I remember years ago in my early 20s, I lived in Nashville, Tennessee, and I worked for a bank, and I was a teller. And there was something about working as a teller and always having money in my hands that made me want to understand how to handle money. And so I learned how to save through, that process, or I learned how to budget my spend
Thank you.
plan. Put my
Yes.
plan together for spending.
Spending plan.
But to
I
look
love
at
that.
my account, my checking account, I wanted to be by the penny. I wanted to understand what was going in and out of my,
That's
at that time
awesome.
it was my,
Yeah.
checking account. But even down to, and then I was moving to California, and I thought, okay, well, I need money to move. And I was transferring with the bank, but I put aside a little safety deposit box. And every Friday I played games with myself.
for you.
I did. I collected all the $2 bills. I collected all the the dollar coins, whatever I could do just to make it fun for me to save. And then I enjoyed it. I actually got excited,
It
and I
does.
didn't want to spend as much because I couldn't wait to see how much I could save.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
feels good.
It feels
good.
great.
It's a sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
Well, you must find that, husbands and wives often have different philosophies. One's a spender, one's a saver, one's hoarding the money, one's, like giving it away freely. And so opposites attract. But do you find a lot of that?
More often than not.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they both want the same things. We want to live a happy retirement together, enjoy our trips, enjoy our grandchildren if we have them, whatever that passion of theirs might be. But they have very different visions of how to get there. And some people take the mindset that I work hard now, I'm going to play hard now.
Yeah.
And other people are like, I'm going to work harder now so I can play harder than anyone else later.
Right.
Yeah.
So finding that happy medium, the nice thing is that when I'm that person, I take the onus off of both of you.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
now you're no longer looking at Jeff going, really?
Yeah, exactly.
And Jeff's not looking at you going, what?
Well, you know,
Another kitchen table.
and I think
Another couch.
Well, you know what? It has to do a lot with our upbringing, I think.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because I
does.
see it in his parents that he's the way his parents are, and I'm the way my mother was. And so when the kids wanted something, his way is we had to have a board meeting over it. And my way is, sure, let's do it, you know? So we've tried to come together on that over the years. But,
But
yeah.
you actually help couples come to an understanding and an agreement.
I do. And one of the things that I did years ago, and her name was Bobby, and I wish I could remember her last name, but I went through a mediation course because I thought that that's only going to make me better at
Right.
what I do in communicating with my clients, not to my clients, but with my clients.
Right. That's great.
So important.
You're a great communicator, and I just love your style. And this is going to be
Robbie,
so
look at
good.
how excited
I
you got her.
love
She's
that.
excited.
I feel like
not
I'm-
because we have a new sponsor. She's excited because she knows
I'm going to get a spending plan.
That's right. She's getting a new plan. A new
Jeff's
plan
gonna
in
be calling
life.
me later.
Yeah.
Have you
Lady.
lost your mind?
Listen, lady in red, what's going on here? All right, listen, we're going to be right back.
Spending plan.
Spending plan, here we come. Woo, we are excited today.
I know. We're giving
Robbie's
away-
going shopping.
We're giving away something.
What are we
Right?
giving away?
We are. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well,
Yes,
first
I'm
of
like,
all,
put you on the
what?
spot.
What? New shoes?
She fits right in with us.
I know.
I am so excited to be able to offer this to your listeners and our new friends. So if anyone calls in that's interested in talking with myself or my business partner, Katie, we're going to offer the first 60-minute strategy session complimentary.
Wow.
So all you have to do is tell us that you've heard us.
On the
whether
Carrie
it's
and
on
Robbie
the-
show or the Raw Truth,
Yeah.
either one.
Absolutely. And then in addition to that, and this is the part that gets me very excited, if anyone decides to do any type of planning or advising, personal financial management, positioning yourself for profits, which is our business owning side, they're going to get 25% off of the planning fees as well.
Great.
That's so
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm
So
super excited.
if you're just joining us, we're talking with our new sponsor, Turning Tides Financial, and Julianne Lipo and Katie Weibel are the owners, and we are so pumped, not only about the spending plan, but of the opportunity for you to get a free 60-minute session or 25% off. We are going to go to our phone lines are lighting up. So again, call in, let us know if you have a question or comment for us. And Joel, we'll go to the first one. And good morning. Is it Claire? Clara. Good morning.
Yes.
How are you?
Hi. I am fine, thank you.
Thank you. Did you have a question or comment?
I have a question. I'm here listening to the show. Okay, I'm calling from Niagara Falls.
Okay.
Oh, we can't hear you. Oh, I think we lost her. Okay.
Okay, Clara, call us back.
Call-
883-5000 outside of Buffalo, 1-800-684-2848. We know you have a question and we want to hear it.
Oh, okay. We'll take the next call, which is Cindy. Good morning, Cindy.
Oh, good morning. I have a quick question, and really I probably should wait to do the 60-minute consultation because it'll probably be longer than that. But basically, I have $12,000. It's all the money I have in the world, and I'm going to need about half of it to do a roof in a few years. But in the next few years, what should I do with that money? Because I'm afraid the roofing prices are going up, and interest rates aren't, very good.
Sure. Well, Cindy, thank
Plus,
you so much.
I missed the whole thing about the spending plan. I don't know what I was doing.
We'll give you that detail after we figure out your roof.
So, Cindy, thank you.
Maybe it's a good thing I didn't hear it because I shouldn't be spending any more money. And I've already cut my budget to the bone, so it's not like, cut out your internet and then you can plan for retirement. But
Right.
anyway.
So, Cindy,
anyway.
first and foremost, thank you so much for calling. It takes a lot of energy and confidence, or what's the word I'm looking for?
Confidence.
Confidence
Yeah.
to make this phone call.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm glad
Courage.
that you called. Courage, yes,
yeah.
courage too. So although I would love to talk to you kind of offline a little bit, but typically when we're looking at something like a specific budget or a specific dollar amount for a specific job, I would say to you that if we're looking for anything under 2 years, we probably don't want too much market exposure, especially
Okay.
right now, Cindy. There's so much tumultuous actions, so much tumultuous movement in the market that we could put let's say $7,000 of your money into the market, and it could potentially drop and not return before you need your roof. So
Right.
what I'd love to do is sit down with you, and even if you don't necessarily have time to come in, I'm happy to have this phone call with you individually so that we can talk through a little bit. Because know that when you talk about your budget, I'm not here to cut your budget in half to make you not have any fun, right? That's not what we do. We want to make
I'm already
sure that
not
it's,
having any fun,
yeah.
so it doesn't matter.
Maybe I can help
Oh.
with that a little bit, because you know
Yeah.
what? We work to live. We don't work to die, right? I want you to have some time to enjoy your life a little bit, not just worry about that roof. So I can't promise you that I'm going to get you the, most beautiful interest rates out there or anything like that, but I can certainly help you come up with a couple of different strategies. But the stock market right now may not, with just this limited information that I have, it might not be the answer, but I bet we could try to find some others.
That's
Okay.
awesome. That's awesome. So, how should she get a hold of you? Just
Oh, thank you. Yes, so you can give me a call at 716
Okay.
800
800
4290.
4290.
And my extension is 300, but if for any reason you can't reach me, my business partner is going to be happy to help you as well, and her extension is 301, and her name is Katie.
Okay.
You can
great. Well,
also
I'll
go to our website.
Oh, I don't have the internet.
Oh, okay. Okay. But for anyone that's listening,
Yes.
you can certainly go to the website, which is www.turningtidesfinancial.com, and you can book an appointment with us right online.
Oh, great.
that's awesome.
Efficient.
Yeah, Cindy, thank you so much for joining us and calling again.
Okay, thanks.
God bless you. Bye bye. I mean, there is just such a need for this conversation that we're having. There's so many questions about retirement plans, spending plans.
She loves that.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm going to get her a little pin.
I know, right. And I feel like, too, just hearing you talk about investments within the next couple of years, and you're saying that it's just sort of all over the place. I think people are worried, too. So to help them with a long-term goal on how to handle that now is also a great thing that you can bring people as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's so important because, I mentioned this earlier, having a financial plan in place, even if you're on a limited budget
Yeah.
or you're not sure if you can save anything outside of your 401k, we can still help you with that, because if you don't have a plan, you don't know where you're going. If you don't
Right.
have a roadmap, you don't know where you're going.
Right.
Exactly.
So we want to make sure that you
Yeah,
Yeah.
always have that available to you.
absolutely. So we're going to go back to Clara. We got her back on the line from Niagara Falls. Good morning, Clara.
Yes, good morning. I hope you can hear me and we don't get disrupted again.
We hear you loud and
Yes.
clear.
Go ahead.
Okay, my question is, I'm about 58, turning 59, and I have some money for retirement.
Okay.
Since I would like to know if I could use it in investing in order to bring interest, or how can I go about that? Because at the moment I am not capable to work because I had an accident.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're okay.
Yeah, and nothing is coming in as yet because it's really from insurance. But
Sure.
how do I go about my retirement monies I have? I already went and took something out of it, in order to contribute to burying my family member,
Okay.
and I had to pay penalty on that.
You do,
So what can you advise me to do with the remainder in order not to lose anything else from it?
Right. It sounds to me like, much like the caller that called earlier, the market may or may not be the right place for you, but there are so many other places. We don't deal with just the stock market, right? We have FDIC insured strategies. We oftentimes talk to clients about, whether it's the appropriate place for you to simply be in a bank CD or your bank savings account. It sounds to me like you're limited on your income right now, so you may want to make sure you minimize the risk that those particular funds have.
Okay.
And like you said, Clara, the taxes and penalties alone, if you're under 59 and a half, there are certain criteria that if you hit, you may be able to take without a penalty or taxes. But most times, there's penalties and taxes involved if you're taking IRA money before 59 and a half. So I offer to you again the opportunity for us to have a bit of a phone call offline so I can get a little more personal information and we can talk a little more in depth.
Okay. What's your number?
It's 716-800-4290.
4290.
That's it.
Okay.
All right.
And your name is
My name is Julianne.
Julia?
Julianne, and my business
What's your
partner
name?
is Katie.
Julien?
Julie Ann. So Julie Ann.
Oh, Julie Ann.
Yeah, you got
Okay.
it, Clara. Yeah.
All right, Clara. Thank you so much for joining
Okay,
us.
thank you so much. I will be calling you again, ma'am.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
I'll look forward to it, Clara. Thank you.
God bless
Have
you.
a great day. God
You
bless you.
too.
Bye.
Yeah, and there are a lot of questions about retirement, a lot. And, people don't know when, they're supposed to retire or if they can retire or if they should wait or whatever it is.
And that brings up a really good point. There have been so many tax law changes, so many changes in withholdings, and Social Security has so many changes that, the typical average day doesn't involve us getting that information.
Right.
You don't
Right.
necessarily run over and look up Social Security on your internet, on your phone. But we do, because that's what our clients need.
Right.
So when we do this planning, we do Social Security analysis.
That's awesome.
We help you understand if you take your assets at 62, 65, 66, what is your full retirement age? Because depending on when you were born, of course, that's a different time.
Right.
Retirement is such an important process. No matter if you live paycheck to paycheck, you still need to know when you can retire. I used to my ex-husband is a very smart man and very, very good with numbers, but used to say to me all the time, if we have $1 million when we retire, we'll be good. If we have $1 million when we retire, we'll be good. And I thought, wow, that sounds like a lot of money, right? And I said, how do you know that? He goes, it's a lot of money. And I'm like, but how do you know that?
Right.
How do you know we're going to be good? Because you haven't let me do your plan. I know mine.
Yeah.
Might be why we're exes. No, no, that's not it.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
Robbie John-
That's
or
right.
Robbie
you
and
do
Jeff,
need to
we're
find the
getting in there.
medium.
Yeah,
but,
yes,
but
for
the
sure.
point is that $1 million. Oh my gosh, that's a ton of money. But if you're 30, you can't retire on $1 million.
Right. Exactly.
But if you're 70, maybe you can.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
If you have a plan, we can.
Right.
We're going to go again to our phone lines. Debbie from Lockport. Good morning.
Oh, good morning. I have a question. My husband and I are both retired. My husband was kind of forced to retire because his company was going bankrupt and another company was purchasing it. And we had 2 kids in college, so that kind of set us back a little bit. So we ended up taking out a home equity line of credit because we needed a roof and our driveway was crumbling and a few other things that we needed fixing up the house. And worse than we possibly could have done probably was take out, we could pay just the interest, and we've been doing that. And now we need to pay off the loan completely or it rolls into something else. And I think right now I'm looking for a different home equity line of credit where I can just, pay it off.
Right.
Not just the interest, but I mean pay off with principal too. So is there a way of shopping for a loan?
Okay, so I'm thinking about that for a moment because I do have a lot of resources that are available to me that I oftentimes will refer to my clients to. However, when we start talking about home equities, it's a little bit different. So what I'm going to ask, I have a couple mortgage companies we could look at, but many mortgage companies don't do home equities. So I do think it's a good idea that we find a new home equity line of credit for you so that you can pay off the old with the new, maybe get a little bit of a lower rate potentially or a fixed rate, and then give you the opportunity to pay the principal and interest. But off the top of my head, I don't want to give you a specific name of a place. However, if you give me a call next week, I will make a commitment to try to ask a few questions with my people that are in the business to see where the best places to look are right now. How's that?
That sounds great. And you do a spending plan, right?
We do. We do. We do a lot.
That's our new favorite
Thank you for
word.
knowing that. Good listening,
I
Debbie.
hesitated to say budget.
I only say budget when I'm feeling cranky because then I'm like, oh, it just slips. It's like a bad word. You call me at 800-4290 next week. Please remember next week's a short week, so it's going to be a little jammed. But give me a call next week, and we're going to try and find a little bit of a better answer for you, okay?
All right. Thank you, Julianne. I
You're
appreciate
welcome,
it.
Debbie. Thanks for calling.
Debbie, thanks for calling in. God bless you.
I love it. We have here with us Julianne from Turning Tides. You can get more information. Check it all out at turningtidesfinancial.com. You could also give them a call at 716-800-4290 to set up an appointment. If you mention the Carrie and Robbie Show or the Raw Truth, you're going to get a complimentary 60-minute consultation meeting, which to me, I'm super excited to call. Phil and I are calling. You're going to have a lot of us coming to you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we still have a good, chunk of time here left to continue talking. If you do have a question, you can still call in. The numbers here are 883-5000. Outside of Buffalo, 1-800-684-2848. Listen, Robbie Raw has a book out called The Raw Truth Recharge. She actually has a new one coming out. It's a brand new version of the Raw Truth Recharge, and it's coming out in October, but she will have it ready for pre-release at Kingdom Bound. So if you do not have your hands on this book yet, then you want to get your hands on the new revised version. Also, if you already have the original one, definitely get the revised version because it's constantly changing. Nutrition is constantly changing. If there's anyone that's on top of it, it's Robbie Raw. So we'll be right back with the Carrie and Robbie Show. Stay with us.
And there are so many divisions and specialties that you guys cover. What are they?
There really are. And, we did that specifically because we didn't want to be a cookie cutter firm, right? There's enough of those, right? You can find one of those on every corner.
Yeah.
So we do have, we categorize them as personal financial management. That's where we help you create your spending plan, understand your expenses, debt reduction. We do traditional financial planning, of course, retirement planning, investment management, insurance solutions. But we have a very specialized program in financial planning. We use 2 different financial planning softwares that really allow us to drill down into those little dark areas that we don't like to look at when it comes to money, but so that we can shed the light on the things that you really want to see. And we create a plan so that you know where you are, what you need to do to get to where you want to be. Okay. And that's so important. I mean, we've talked about that, Robbie. It's you got to start somewhere. We do what's called PYFP, which is a very exciting program for us. It's a Position Yourself for Profits. We work with, and especially Katie, she's second to none. She does a great job with this. She works with small business owners and entrepreneurs to help them make sure they have their financial house in order.
Right.
Because we are running our business. We're running our business every day.
Yeah, absolutely.
The last thing we do when we go home is, what do I need to do for marketing and what do I need to do for finances?
Right.
Because the rest of your day, you've been doing what you do. So we try and help you get all of that information in line so that you only have to look at it for a little while, once a year maybe, with one of us. And a big part of what we do is divorce financial planning. Both Katie and I have are fully licensed financial advisors, but we are both certified divorce financial analysts. And people ask me all the time what that means. I become your financial advocate, whether you're considering in the process or even post-divorce. I am not advocating for divorce in any way.
No,
it's one of the worst things somebody can have to go through. But if you've exhausted all avenues, if you know you've done everything that you can do, and this is the next step, regardless of where you're at in that process, I help my clients really move forward through that. If you're in the process of considering it, people come to me to help them get their financial house in order, understand what their first steps should be, help them maybe even vet out a couple of attorneys. Then, of course, if you're in the middle of it, it's all about negotiation. It's about understanding what type of tax ramification I'm going to have. Can I negotiate for less or more? How do I understand if I should keep the house or should I not keep the house, right? And then if you're post-divorce, you've either paid money or you're receiving money. And sometimes we don't know what to do with that, or we don't know how to gather those assets. We just don't know what the next steps are. I explain divorce like this. It is the fastest, darkest, loudest, most scary roller coaster you could possibly be on in your life. And the minute you get off, somebody says, come on, make a decision, make a decision, make a decision. And you're just standing there feeling overwhelmed. And so we work as your financial advocate through the process. And then we've created such a bond, and I'm so thankful and so blessed for this opportunity that 99% of the time, people become my advising clients.
Sure.
They move from an advocate to advisor. So we specialize in these arenas because I don't want us to ever be a mutual fund company. I don't want to just take your money and call it a day. That's just not what we do. It's not what we believe in.
Well, honestly, you see that there are needs out there, and they have to do with finance as the root of it. So you're providing a need.
It's true. And, we believe fully and completely that an emotional crisis should not have to be a financial crisis. Whether we're losing our spouse to divorce or widowhood, or retiring unexpectedly, like one of our previous callers, Debbie's husband, had to, they went through this huge financial transition, not because they wanted to. And so hopefully I can help her and help many more of our listeners.
Sure. And, you know, whether you're single, whether you're married, whether you're divorced, whether you're, you know, contemplating getting married, whatever it is. I mean, and you mentioned divorce, and I want to say again, you know, God created marriage. He loves marriage.
Absolutely.
But I have so many friends who have gone through it. Unfortunately, it wasn't even their choice.
Yeah.
And they're like lost. They don't know where to turn. And I'm so grateful that I can turn them your way right now.
Thank you.
Because it must be a scary time, and I can't even imagine. But we are so excited, honestly. There's so many facets to what you do. And, you know, so many people, I think financial, advisors, they're just going to try and sell me on something.
Yeah.
And you guys do so much to really help them. And so the process is right now, if someone wants to get a hold of you right now, they call the number, which is 716-800-4290, or they can contact us directly through our website, which is turningtidesfinancial.com.
They can schedule a call with us, or they can schedule a meeting with us. Our calendar is 100% transparent, so we can make sure we see as many people as we can. We make sure that our hours are available, because not everybody works, we don't work 9 to 5.
Right.
So if you need to see us at 6 p.m., we see you at 6 p.m. If you need to see us on Saturdays, we see you on Saturdays. The only thing we say to our clients is most of my clients have access to me probably until 8 o'clock, sometimes later at night if they need. The only thing we ask is we probably don't communicate too much on Sundays, because Sunday's a day of rest. So we have to rejuvenate and catch our breaths so that we're the very best we can be starting Monday morning at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
I want to ask you one more question. So how often would somebody have to come to you? What does that look like?
Sure. That's exciting, because the Position Yourself for Profits and the financial planning, we have very specific programs that can range from 3 months or 6 months, seeing us once a month, twice a month. Every week I have some clients because they just want to get this done.
Yeah.
I have other clients that manage their own money and say, I don't need a financial advisor, but they come to me once a quarter or semi-annually and say, let me just pay you a flat fee so that you can take a look at everything, make sure there's no cracks in the foundation.
Gotcha.
Don't tell me what to do with my money. Just tell me if I'm doing it okay.
That sounds good.
An overseer.
The spending plan time.
Listen, this is all about what you need, not what I want to tell you you should have.
Yeah.
This is about what you need. And then I get to be the lucky one to help you.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are an expert. 45 years experience combined, 2 offices in Orchard Park, one in Orchard Park, one in Williamsville. And you, both Katie Weibel, Julianne Lipo, they can help you with everything. And there's no risk, right?
Well, no. I mean, as long as you don't mind me wearing red shoes, that would be. I'm trying to think if there's any risk in seeing me. I don't think there is. No risk.
If you don't want to laugh, then don't bother.
If you don't ask, you don't know.
That's right.
We don't know what we don't know. So come and ask me.
You can also find out more information by checking them out online at turningtidesfinancial.com. You can also book online, which is super convenient. You also are willing to go meet someone if they can't meet you.
Absolutely.
So that's something you can converse with them. And their number is 716-800-4290. That's 716-800-4290. You can contact Julianne or ask for her. Go ahead.
One other thing I do want to mention is something that we've recently been developing and super excited about is a program called Women's Wealth and Financial Independence.
Oh, great.
And that's where we're having some small seminars or workshops. So we're helping people understand whether, regardless of where you are in your life, you might have some questions about the stock market, or you might have some questions about credit card debt.
Wow.
So So all of these workshops, we're working right now on getting some online.
Okay.
But the Women's Wealth and Financial Independence will be an up and coming program that you'll see advertised more on our website. So
Great.
stay tuned for that.
Great.
We're very
we'll be
excited.
posting it on our social media as
You
well.
just let us know when they come up.
Thank
yes.
you.
Turning Tides Financial. Julianne, thank you so much for joining us today. We're super pumped that you're part of our
Thank
Carrie and
you.
Robbie and the Raw Truth here and our endorsed sponsor. And we can't wait to see what God's going to do for helping all of us.
Robbie's like, give me that plan.
Give me that spending plan. No, just kidding. Jeff's
you both
listening right
so
now, by
much.
the way.
Thank you for
Thank
being
you
with
so
us.
much.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Absolutely.
Oh, God
We love
bless
you so
guys.
much. We will see you next week right here on the Carrie and Robbie Show. Enjoy this beautiful Saturday.
Amen.